2023 playoff Jimmy was a psycho. Now, this was the year they made it to the finals, correct? Correct. I think.
23 playoffs.
Who did they lose to?
Jimmy Butler is absolutely owning the NBA, or as we like to call him at this time of year, playoff Jimmy. Butler turned into an inferno to beat the #1 seeded Bucks, toyed with the Knicks in round 2, and embarrassed the Celtics as he carried the Heat to the NBA Finals as the 8th seed, all while unleashing some historical performances and talking trash to anyone in his vicinity. Jimmy was a problem.
Damn.
Despite not winning the title, I don't think we'll ever forget Butler's 2023 playoff run or see anything like it ever again. An 8th seed in the finals? That's the stuff of legends. Or in this case, that's the stuff of playoff Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy freaking Butler puts it in!
Butler's historic 2023 playoff run was shocking, but considering what he did just a few years earlier, it was almost expected. When Jimmy joined the Miami Heat in 2020, the expectations were for them to be an average to above average team, and that's exactly what happened. They finished the season as the 5th seed, but the playoffs were a whole other story. They crushed the Pacers in round 1 and then sent shockwaves through the NBA as they upset the #1 seeded Milwaukee Bucks in round 2, followed by another stunner over the 3rd seeded Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals. No one.
Yo, the Heat really did go back-to-back to the finals. I don't know what part of my brain forgot that shit, but I definitely forgot that. Wow.
Saw this coming. Jimmy then went ballistic against the Lakers, showing that he was capable of delivering on the biggest stage. But
Fuck you mean ballistic, nigga? We whipped that ass. Nigga said ballistic like they want. Nigga made my ears tingle. Oh, it wasn't back to back. Oh. The way he said it, it sounded like he said it back to back.
Unfortunately, his heroics weren't enough as they lost to LA in 6. At the end of the day, it was a successful first season for Butler as a Heat. And who knows, maybe they can run it back next year. Nah, I'm lying. In 2021, they got smoked in a rematch against Milwaukee. But it lit a fire under them, and they came back with a vengeance. In 2022,
Denver was 23, Warriors was 22, Celtics was 24. Who was 21? No, I'm not playing Fast Penguins, Kennedy. Who was 21? Bucks. Yep. So it was, Lakers 2020, Bucks 21, 22 was Warriors, 23 was Nuggets, 24 was Celtics, and then 25 is this year. Got it.
Jimmy and the Heat returned to form, finishing the season as the top seed in the East, and a championship seemed like a true possibility. In the first round, they breezed past Atlanta in 5, Butler tormented the team that picked Tobias Harris over him in 6, and a 2020 Eastern Conference Finals rematch was on the horizon. It was Boston and Miami in another war of a series, one that saw the Celtics take a 3-2 series lead, headed back to TD Garden for a Game 6. And that's where Jimmy Butler went full 2012 LeBron on the C's.
Back out to Butler. Butler will try a three-pointer. It's good. Good screen. Oh, beautiful spin move inside to Butler and an easy Butler. Butler sneaks it. Bad pass stolen by Butler.
I don't know Kennedy's last name, but I'm about to start calling her Kennedy Tran.
Lays it up and in.
Yeah, it just fits her.
Finds Butler. Butler turns, fires. It's good as the shot clock expires. Jimmy Butler, and it's a 6-point lead.
The dude went unconscious for 47, 9, 8, and 4, including 17 in the 4th quarter to secure the win and force a Game 7 back in Miami. But despite Butler's incredible performance, the Heat didn't carry any of that momentum into Game 7, as they found themselves down.
Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
13
Tired of
with
your
3
shit.
minutes to go in
Rude. How am I rude?
the fourth. That is until they caught fire. Out of the blue, Miami went on a white-hot 11-0 run to get themselves within 2. And as Jimmy pulled down a rebound with less than 20 seconds left, he has a chance to tie or take the lead.
He can tie for the lead.
This shit was so cold. Oh, he missed it. I thought that was the one he made. I'm sorry. Misjudged it. Relax. My bad. I thought this is the one he made. My bad. Not a real nowhere. My bad.
Butler risked it all as he pulled up for 3, but it was short, and that's it. Another heartbreaking end to the season for Jimmy and the Heat, just short of the NBA Finals. The 2023 season was a lackluster, up-and-down campaign from Butler and the Heat. In fact, it was so disappointing, it landed them as the 7th seed in the play-in game against Atlanta. And it only got worse. Jimmy struggled with his shot as Miami got dogged at home in an 11-point loss, sending them to a second play-in game against the Chicago Bulls. Win and get into the playoffs, or lose and the season is over. It was do or die.
Hey, Ty. When was the last time? Cause I feel like hating a little bit. When was the last time the Hawks been to the finals? Asking. For myself. Cause you niggas ain't won nothing in a minute. Have y'all niggas ever won anything? Have y'all won anything ever? 1961. That's in black and white. We don't count that. If it ain't in color, it don't count.
And
other than the Chargers wouldn't count because it's grandfathered in. The Chargers only counts because it's grandfathered in because that's really when our elders was playing. You know what I'm saying? Respect to ours. But back then, our people wasn't hooping like that, so that one don't count. You know what I'm saying? So football is different than basketball too because it's tougher to win. Who was on that team? 1961. It was when they was out there at Selma. Them niggas was out at Selma and them niggas was hooping. Wait. They've been to 4. They ain't even win the ship when they was in Atlanta. They was in St. Louis. So the Atlanta Hawks have never won a championship. Case closed. Hawks organization. No, nigga. That shit do not count. Fuck no. It's still in the history. Nigga, we gotta update these history books.
Thankfully, the Butler showed up. The man served up a clutch 31-point performance with 13 of those in the fourth quarter to clinch a spot in the postseason as the 8th seed. They got in by the skin of their teeth, but bad news is they're facing the number 1 seed Bucks.
Get your friend, she being a dickhead. Fuck you
For the third time in 4 years, Jimmy was facing Milwaukee.
Fuck you want me to do?
In the playoffs, and this season was eerily similar to 2020. The underdog Heat, this time as the 8th seed, up against the NBA's overall number 1 seed. Will history repeat itself? Well, in game 1, it looked like it might. Butler came out of the gates sizzling with a 24-point first half on the road, and you immediately knew this wasn't just any other 8 seed. Jimmy would finish the game with 35, 5, and 11 in a 13-point win to pull off the Game 1 upset. But the Bucks countered with a dominant performance in Game 2 to tie the series at 1, headed to South Beach, where Butler was feeling good back on home court. He lit it up with a 17-point first quarter, and from that point on, it was wraps. Jimmy has his second 30-piece of the series, and Miami goes up 2-1. This was a stunner. The Heat were supposed to have no chance against the championship contending Bucks, but when you got Butler doing Butler things, I guess anything's possible. And headed into Game 4 with a chance to take a 3-1 series lead, he activated playoff Jimmy.
Love and drive by Jimmy. Butler 2 in the second, 22 in the first, and laces one through. Butler around Ingles, up and down, up and down. It's loose. Jimmy Butler sets up a three. Butler. Long shot. And Jimmy Butler, a historic.
You have no como said they say authority. What the fuck does that mean?
56-point performance in this game.
Oh, how do you say? I knew that. I knew that. I was, in case anybody else didn't know. Don't worry about it. For anybody that was lurking and didn't know what it was, I thought I got you, bro. Because somebody whispered it to me.
Playoff Jimmy had it stuck on automatic as he went nuclear for a career-high 56-point performance.
Damn!
The fourth most in NBA playoff history. And it was capped off by a red-hot 21-point fourth quarter that had the building shaking. And not to expose the guy, but Jimmy was doing most of his scoring on Jrue Holiday, one of, if not the best perimeter defender in the league. Yet he was getting fried. Miami goes up 3-1. Back on the road for Game 5, Butler's annihilation of the Bucks didn't slow down at all. The dude popped off for 11 in the first quarter, including a nasty block on Grayson Allen's 3, followed by a two-handed punch at the other end. He was killing, but in the fourth is when he really turned it on. With 2:30 to go, he muscles in an and one on Brook Lopez for his 35th point of the night and then screams at Jrue Holiday, telling him, "I own you." And just when you thought it couldn't get worse for Holiday, on the very next possession, Butler greens a 3 right in his face to tie the game and then stares him down. Jimmy had Jrue in hell. In fact, he was in his head to such a degree that with a chance to put Milwaukee up 3 with 2 seconds left, Holiday makes just one of 2 free throws to put the Bucks up 2. Butler's master plan was coming together.
Over the top to Butler. Up and in! Jimmy Butler ties the game with a half second to go. What a play call.
With 0.5 left on the clock, Jimmy Buckets throws in a ridiculous lob while falling down to send the game to overtime. This guy was unreal. In the extra frame, he continues to torture Holiday as he splashes a spinning jumper for his 45th point of the night as he grills him again. This series was over. On some MJ type of energy, Butler averaged a ludicrous 37, 6 and 5 on the series on just absurd efficiency, carrying Miami to make history as they
Sick ain't even a man. Listen, sick ain't even it, bro. Sick ain't even half of it. Let me go find my tweets. Sick ain't even half of it, bro. Look at this shit. I was genuinely hurt. Like Jamal Murray was just making any and every fucking shot. Like and then Jokic was, I'll never forget, Jokic hit a step back shit where the ball was back here. Let me show, the ball was back here.
It was Heat versus Knicks in round 2. And to make things interesting, the last time an 8 seed made the conference finals was when New York beat Miami in 1999. 24 years later, Jimmy was looking to flip the script. In game 1, he stayed hot as he dropped 25, 11, and 4. But with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, it got dicey. On a drive to the basket, Jimmy suffered a major ankle sprain. And by his reaction, there's no doubt he's seriously injured. He'd tough it out to play the rest of the game to secure the win and go up 1-0, but that ankle was a major concern. He'd end up missing game 2 as the Knicks pulled out the win to tie the series at 1. And that was it. Jimmy had seen enough. The man made his return in game 3 at home, igniting the crowd with a 28-point night. They smoked New York, he was taunting Josh Hart, and the menace was officially back. Miami kept the momentum going in game 4 as Butler delivered a dominant two-way performance to take a 3-1 series lead. And with a chance to close it out in the Big Apple, they stunk it up. So game 6 would have to do the trick. With a 4-point win at home, Butler and the Heat do it again, upsetting the top seed to become just the second team to move on to the conference finals as the 8th seed. And for the cherry on top, they'll have a chance to make history against the team that sent them home 1 year ago. The Heat are back in the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston for the second year in a row, which is funny because Jimmy predicted this.
What do you think you guys need to cross the threshold?
Figure out a way to be consistent. So we had enough. Next year, we will have enough, and we're going to be right back in the same situation, and we're going to get it done.
Butler knew they'd be back, but the question is, can he stay true to his word and get the job done? Well, in the first quarter of game 1, the answer would be yes. As part of a 12-point first quarter, he was burying mid-range jumpers, doing his thing around the rim, and talking a lot of trash. He wanted this, and with just over a minute to go in the fourth, with the Heat up 7, Butler got his chance at a do-over.
Butler with Brogdon on him. It's a
Bang! Bang!
Oh, Jimmy frickin' Butler puts it in.
On a near carbon copy right wing 3 that he was short on just a year ago, this time he gets just enough on it to get the bounce over the rim to cap off a flat out dominant performance to win game 1. Headed into game 2, Jimmy had his sights set on stealing another game in Boston, and at the end of the first half with the Heat up 4, it was looking good. But the Seas roared right back in the second, and as Grant Williams hit a 3 halfway through the fourth that put Boston up 9, he gets a little excited. For whatever reason, he gets right in Butler's face and starts running his mouth. Like, what are you doing, bro? Don't you know this is playoff Jimmy?
Williams defends Butler. A bump, the grind, the gyration, and the 2 in the foul. And they're having words. Look at this. Nose to nose. Eye to eye. Williams shot clock at 4. Here he accelerates and finds 2. Oh, they gave him the too small sign. Butler drives Andre Williams, and a 15-footer will tie it at 100.
Like, this is the one thing I don't like about Tatum. And y'all might say I'm gassing it. I might be like, I don't know. But if I'm Tatum, I'm low key gonna be like, yo, let me guard him. Watch out, let me guard him. Cause he cooked this nigga. If I'm Tatum, I'm like, yo, watch out, I got him. If we're gonna lose, I'll take that to the chin. But I'm not gonna just sit back and let this nigga Grant and then Grant Williams ain't like a great defender.
Assignment.
He's just a big body.
Inside for the lead. That's what he wants. Grant Williams on him.
Butler clapped right back at Grant Williams, scoring 9 consecutive points on his head, while also getting right in his grill, calling him too small, and telling his bench that he can't guard him. It was insanity. Miami is headed back home with a 2-0 series lead thanks to another masterful performance by Jimmy, with 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Thank you, Grant Williams. Back on home soil, they kept their foot on the gas with an overpowering 26-point win to take a 3-0 series lead. And do I gotta remind you that no team has ever come back from an 0-3 deficit. They're 0-150 to be exact.
Final is going to be Boston Boston on top, 116-99. Big win, avoiding elimination. They have been great in these elimination games. Winning it tonight.
He's got to be aware of Derek White on the quick pass back also.
White will inbound. It's off the Smart for the 7th game. Commanded tipped in, but the buzzer sounded. The light was on. It'll be reviewed.
I don't think he got that in time. Great effort.
Protect the offensive rebound.
Oh, he got rid of it. That's a Celtic win, and we're going to game 7.
The Celtics are going to win. There's a game 7 back in Boston.
Stunned. People here are absolutely stunned.
Off an improbable putback buzzer beater by Derek White, the Celtics are forcing a do-or-die Game 7 back in Boston. I can't believe it. Butler and the Heat had all the momentum in the world through the first 3 games, but at the snap of Derek White's fingers, it was all gone. It's gonna take a miracle to muster up a win in Game 7, and a miracle is what they got. From seeming like they were dead in the water, Miami resurrected themselves at the right time in a dominant Game 7 performance, beating the brakes off the Celtics by 19 on their home court. Butler stayed true to his word from a year ago, carrying the Heat to the NBA Finals as the 8th seed. We were witnessing history. Jimmy's gonna be back on the big stage for the first time since 2020, with an even bigger challenge in front of him.
Fuck these niggas.
And somehow, Miami's in the NBA Finals. Nearly 2 months ago, Jimmy and the Heat were in the play-in game, just one loss away from not even making the playoffs. 2 months later, they're here on the big stage against a Denver Nuggets squad on a mission. After a loss in Game 1, Miami stole Game 2 in Denver to tie the series at 1. But sadly, that's all we get. The Nuggets proved to be too much to handle, ending Miami's Cinderella run in 5, as Butler suffered another heartbreaking defeat in the finals. Despite not winning the title, Jimmy Butler's 2023 playoff run will without a doubt go down in history. From iconic moments and performances, to simply watching him upset championship contenders with his style of FU basketball was beyond entertaining. Playoff Jimmy was an experience that will never be forgotten.
It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
What do you want to see happen to fix it?
I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon, but
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
probably not.
Butler. Long shot.
Over the top to Butler. On the run. Jimmy Butler.
Three. Butler with Brogdon on him. It's a long 3. And good. Jimmy freaking Butler.
And they're having words. Look at
Look
this.
at that. Nose to
Oh,
nose.
yeah.
Eye to eye. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
Movie, cinema. And now he's on the Warriors. And I really wouldn't mind if the Warriors won that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.